Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. Another thing happened a long time ago in the supposedly haunted house that I lived in, where where my grandmother was doing all her fucking witchcraft thing. And there was other things that happened that was very scary. Now, for those of you who have, I forgot the name of it, but it's a phobia of people that are afraid of dolls, ceramic dolls, or creepy looking dolls, ventriloquist dummies, especially that kind of thing, and things like that. Things related to that. I forgot the name of that type of phobia. Now, as a kid, I did have that phobia as a kid, especially if they're creepy looking. We had an event in which it was Christmas, and I think my older brother ended up getting a ventriloquist dummy, and it was called Willie Talk. Now, this is from the 1970s. And maybe some of you who grew up in that time as a kid remember getting that as a toy or as a gift or whatever. There's like a string you pull back, and then the mouth opens, and then when you let go of the string or let it just go back, retract into it, the mouth closes. So you just pull back and forth, and for the mouth to open and close. It was one of those generic type of ventriloquist dummies. Ventriloquist dummies. Now that was a creepy doll in a sense, and we did have a paranormal event pertaining to that doll. It didn't exactly come to life and started talking and saying things like that. At least nothing that I remember. But there was a time where strange things happened with that doll. We would hear, or I think my brother said he heard the sound of the mouth opening and closing because it was made out of some either hard plastic or I don't know what it was made of, and it would make a sound. It would be positioned a certain way, and he would get the creeps. It got to the point where we actually heard sounds from it, but again, we never, not that I remember or know of, but we never saw it like get up and start animating and moving around, because that would have been a whole lot worse, especially for us as kids. There was a moment where my brother, my older brother, he actually had a very creepy paranormal event, and it had to do with a doll. This is a doll we actually had back at that time. It was called Willie Talk. And this was very, very popular during the 1970s. I remember where we used to have fun with it at first, playing around with it and stuff like that. But there was times where we got a creepy feeling when we thought we were being watched by this thing. And it used to scare us and made us feel uncomfortable. One time, my brother, according to him, because I don't really remember much about this part, that he got so creeped out. He said he feeling a lot of negative energy from the doll. So he took it and he put it in a like a bed sheet or some kind of real. There was a blankets bedsheet type blankets, and then he wrapped it up and he put it in this. We used to have an old fashioned closet, one of those things that has you can move it around the room. He opened it up and he put this dummy, this doll, which was wrapped up in this sheet, and even tied it up and put it in the closet as a way of just saying, okay, it's already wrapped up. And then, thinking that nothing is going to happen, we started to hear noises, and all of us were pretty much too scared to even open the door. This happened at least about an hour, maybe 2 hours, I don't know. But when we finally did open it, it was unwrapped. And this thing was just sitting there staring at us. And that creeped us the fuck out. Now, I have very, very little memory of that. Just glimpses here and there, but he remembers it more than I do. Now, I don't know if you guys find this doll creepy at all. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But this is the thing that used to scare us when we were kids. It's pretty much something that doesn't really bother me anymore. I would even go as far as to buy one of these things just to goof around with it or whatever. But I wouldn't be afraid of it. Not that I ever would, because I don't really care for stuff like this right now as an adult to begin with. And that's pretty much my story on this thing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And to all of you, take care.